Alright, so got some more questions from y'all. I figure I'd knock this out on my way to work this morning. I hope, because I might not have the bike for a little bit, because going to the shop for this throttle problem. I went to go dig into it, and it's more than I want to do, so I'm just going to take it to the shop and have them fix it. Because it's worse now. First question, it's actually a question I was asked for the last one, and I forgot to write it down, by Jaden Brake. Holy shit balls. He asked me last time what my worst fear is. That's a good question. And I thought about it for a while when you first asked it, and I think honestly my worst fear or biggest fear is that something would happen to my family, my wife or my kids, and that I wouldn't be able to stop it or control it. Whether it be they got in a car wreck and I wasn't there, or somebody did something and I wasn't there to stop it, but I would, or like, you know, having a baby, an infant, and even still my other daughter's only 2, and I mean it can happen to her too, but like the whole SIDS thing, man, that stuff scares the crap out of me. But I would have to say that's my biggest fear, is that something happened to my family. We might be kind of knocking these out kind of fast, just because I'm doing them on my way to work. Like I said, the second one is another question that was asked from the last time by, I believe his name, or their name is Hasenka. And again, I'll put it in here if I said it wrong, my bad. He asked, who is my favorite and least favorite famous people? Dude, I don't even know. Like, I mean, I guess I have favorite actors or something, but let me tell you this though, like new sports, dude, I could give a shit less about new sports people and athletes and whatever famous people, because dude, all I'm saying is they're a bunch of whiny little babies now. Like, seriously, like I miss freaking Jordan and the Bulls. That's what I miss. Like, I don't think I've really paid attention to basketball since Jordan and the Bulls. Like that whole Bulls dynasty back then. Like, that's what I grew up with, and I mean those are real athletes. Those weren't freaking, I mean I'm sure they cried too, but I don't remember all the strikes and oh well, you're not gonna pay us enough money. Man, shut the hell up. You make like freaking $200 million a year, dude. Just suck it up and play your sport. I mean, yeah, I understand why they make that much. They worked really hard to get to where they're at. And okay, but when you're gonna complain about how much money you make, just shut the hell up, dude. And actors, I guess, I like older actors. I'd say one of my favorites is Christopher Walken. I love that guy. He freaking cracks me up. But I would have to say he's probably one of my favorite actors, famous people. I'm not gonna go dig into the life of famous people and research what their causes are and what they do or don't believe in. I mean, I really don't care that much about famous people to do something like that. The most I do is read it on Facebook, and half of that crap is a bunch of load of bull crap anyway. So question number 3 comes from 2 people. I got asked the same question by 2 people, and the other guy, Kyle Lee, your question was marked as spam until yesterday when I went on to look at it and check it out. So I finally unmarked it, and I don't know why it does that. Just mark random questions as spam, like because you posted twice or whatever. I guess it marks them as spam or something. I don't know. And it also comes from Mrs. Motosaurus Rex. And the question is, how did I meet my wife? That's a good question too. I like your guys' questions. They're not, freaking stupid stuff like, if the moon were made out of cheese, would you eat it? Because I know I would. But anyway, you guys asked some good questions. How I met my wife. If I could try and get this story done fast, that would be great, but it's probably going to take up some time. Let's see, the very first time I met her was when I came home I was going to UTI in Phoenix, and I graduated and came home. I came home, and like my friends or whatever had a like welcome home party thing. And there was a bunch of people out there I knew, pretty much everybody, except for one girl. I didn't know her. Fast forward to, what was it, that next Super Bowl, I think. I was over at there was a group of us friends that all knew each other and hung out all the time at which is actually my chiropractor's house, but his daughter was one of our friends, and we'd all hang out over there. And they had a Super Bowl party, and so we were at the Super Bowl party. My phone was dying, and it was pretty, it was like an old Samsung or whatever, like a flip phone or whatever. And I mean, pretty popular charger. Everybody has one of those chargers. But it died, and I was like, who has a charger? I need to charge my phone. Well, all of a sudden things got weird. I'm sitting there and they're like, hey, don't you have a charger in your car? And this girl was like, yeah, I have a charger in my car. And the girl that lived at the house was like, why don't you go charge it in her car? And I was like, okay. So I went out, walked out, and this is like the first time I really talked to this girl, and we went out there and I plugged my phone in or whatever and let it charge for a little bit, and just kind of hung out and talked, and then walked back inside. And honestly, dude, I'm like the hardest at reading anything, and I was like, oh, okay, thanks for letting me charge my phone in your car for a little bit. And she was pretty cute. And then fast forward again to that March, so Super Bowl in March, her birthday, I hung out with her. I found out that she liked me, so I was like, well, I'm not gonna ask her out automatically. I don't even know if I like her or like her personality. So since my friends were her friends and they all kind of hung out together, I started hanging out like when she was around more often. Like I would always go over there and hang out or whatnot. And got to know her a little bit, and then March came, which her birthday's in March, and I asked her if she wanted to go get pie, and I took her to a restaurant here in town called Spears, which has awesome pie, and we got some pie. And then, oh man, I forget what we did after that. Like we went shopping or something, I don't remember. And then after that, we had like a Bible study group we were going to, and we went to that. That was our first date, but unofficial date, I guess. Then fast forward again to April. One of my old friends I grew up with, his sister was getting married on April 1st, and I asked her if she wanted to go, like another date, if she wanted to go to the wedding with me. She was like, yeah, of course. So we went to the wedding, hung out at the wedding, hung out afterward a little bit, and then she had something to do at her dorm, so I took her and dropped her off at her dorms. And I left her there and drove around I drove around her dorms and started to text her best friend and was like, hey, I was like, if I ask her out right now, is she gonna say yes? I was like, because I'm not gonna waste my time if she's gonna say no. she's like, yes, she's gonna say yes, just freaking ask her out. So I drove around and worked up my courage a little bit, and I called her and was like, hey, can you come back out here for a second? You left something in the truck. So she comes back out and she's like, what'd I leave in? I was like, nothing, just get in. So she gets in the truck, and I drove around her parking lot like 3 times, and she was like, what's going on? And I was like, I was like stuttering over myself. I was like, man, will you go out with me? And she was like, and she looked at me and she was like, this better not be an April Fool's joke. And I was like, it's not an April Fool's joke, I swear. And she's like, well then yes. And then drove around a little bit longer, and I was like, April Fools. just to get her all worked up. And then I was like, I'm just kidding. But anyways, fast forward again, I joined the Marine Corps. She cried. July 3rd of 2008, I proposed to her. And then January of 2009, right before I deployed, I was on my pre-deployment leave. We got married the 1st of January. I think it was January 3rd. We got married. So yeah, that's how I met my wife, and that's how we came to be. Stuck with me all through the Marine Corps deployments. Anyways, but yeah, so that's question number 3. Pretty long answer, but whatever. You asked, I told you. Let's see. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I already told him I was gonna do this, so G Money asked me. I'll put your name in here too. But he asked me, how long did it take me to learn how to wheelie? And dude, let me tell you this, I suck at wheelies. So I'm still learning. I like how Double T kind of puts it out there. Take your time and learn it slow, and I'm definitely learning it slow. Like, I was getting to the point where I could ride them a little bit on my R6, but not very far, and just sit downs. and now I mean I can't do them on this because the throttle is messed up, so I really haven't done any on it. But it took me a while. I'm a slow learner. I'm not the ballsiest guy in the world, so I'm not just gonna go all out right off the bat. I just work with my comfort level, and if I'm comfortable with it, I'll do it a little longer. But yeah, so how long did it take me to learn how to wheelie? I'm still definitely learning how to wheelie. For just learning, like to get it up, if you haven't seen Double T's video, then definitely go watch it, or Downshift 83's video, go watch that, because those are the two videos I mean there's tons of them out there, but those are the two that I really watched in order to like kind of give me the idea of how to do it. Downshifts is freaking awesome because he's got the different camera angles, but I mean, like, to be able to get it up consistently, like some of my first videos are in a parking lot, like learning how to wheelie, or wheelie practice or whatever. I think wheelie practice. And dude, I got to work early in the morning and just rode around the parking lot and did little first gear clutch ups, like little short ones, just to get used to the wheel coming up is all I was doing. And then once I got to the point where I couldn't really do them in the parking lot anymore, I went out like country roads or whatever and just kind of started doing them out there. And then I realized that if I do them in second gear, the wheel comes up a lot smoother and not as fast. So I started doing them in second gear, a little higher speed. And I mean, you just got to figure out where the like the power band in your bike lets it come up the best, like the smoothest and whatnot. But anyways, yeah, definitely still learning, so there's that. Let's see, Hasenka also asked me, how does the military affect my personal life, I think is the question. This came from a Facebook, it's a Facebook question by Grayson Ingram, and I'm a little confused by this question, man, because you asked me why I shaved my beard down, and what was it? Why I shaved my beard down, and if I like it, I think. I'm a little confused by it because I literally haven't touched my beard in about 9 months, and that was just trimming the excess off the like, because before I had a goatee and I grew the beard into it, so I just trimmed the goatee to match the beard. Like I just like barely took any off just to like smooth it out. I haven't completely shaved or trimmed down in like a year. So like it's literally been over a year. When I started growing it, it was last April. So you might have to clarify on that. I don't know if you saw like one of Double T's pictures of where I had my old beard like before I started growing it. But yeah. But anyways, that's all I got for this one. Keep asking your questions again. But I gotta take the bike to the shop today because this is full throttle in like third gear. So, yeah. Kind of sucks. But I'll talk to y'all later. Deuces.